What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the mini event that has been happening on the island and some news and leaks for Chapter 5 Season 2. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, comment down below what you think of these changes and what you have thought of the mini event thus far. I'm sure this is a lot of you guys' first experience seeing something like this because it's been quite a while since Fortnite has really done kind of interactive events like this to build up a new season. Also, if you would like to use my supporter creator code in the shop, it's just EvolveJake, like my channel name. I would much appreciate it. It resets every 2 weeks. So if you put it in the item shop now, you should still have it active when you get next season's battle pass. And as always, I do appreciate that if you do enjoy watching the videos. So if you guys haven't really been paying much attention to this mini event or, anything like that, near ruined reels, there's been a crack or like a crater on the ground. In each hour on the hour, there have been earthquakes happening at this area. Eventually, this kind of led to the cracks getting bigger and bigger, and even lava filling them up. And then finally, now, a giant hand has sprung out from these cracks holding Pandora's box. I'll have a clip of that on screen now for those of you who did miss the mini event. And so, as you can see, there's a giant hand that sprung out of the ground. I didn't want to have any like commentary or reaction for that, just kind of the raw footage of what happened so you guys could see it. And then now we're kind of on the next stage of this mini event, and that is going to be that we have to damage the chains to open Pandora's box or for the hand to drop the chest that it's holding. These chains will have 500 trillion health, which I know sounds like an absurd amount, but everybody in the world playing Fortnite will be able to contribute damage to these chains. So if you're in a match and you shoot the chains, that damages it and that reduces the total amount of HP it has, and it gets us closer to Pandora's box opening on the map. Someone in an entire different server across the world could also be shooting the chains at the same time and draining its health. So it will go down pretty quickly. I mean, it might take a day or two, but like it will eventually break. I know 500 trillion sounds like an overwhelming amount, but Fortnite has done events like this in the past, and I'm sure they kind of have an idea in mind of like how much damage the community will be able to do and how much it will take. If you really want to like contribute to this and grind it out, going into Team Rumble would probably be the best bet because, you don't have to worry about getting eliminated and having your match be over. You have to reload up, all that stuff. And it is expected that when the chains eventually break and Pandora's box is opened, there will be a lot of weather events to the island, like more earthquakes, lightning storms, tornadoes, all of that stuff for the remainder of Season 1 and potentially even into Season 2. And this will likely be used as a plot device to kind of explain the changes that will take place in the Season 2. So instead of just randomly some stuff happening on the island, we got to witness what brought that change firsthand. It was like the giant hand coming out with Pandora's box, and then it was the community destroying the chains and having the Titan Hand drop Pandora's box. So that's pretty exciting. And like I already said in the video, this is like the first time in quite a while that Fortnite has done one of these kind of interactive mini events. We had a live event coming into Chapter 5, the Big Bang, but the mini events that kind of take place on the island season to season, I feel like can be almost as exciting sometimes because, you know, it impacts the game we play on rather than just being the transition to a new island or an advertisement for some of the other game modes. I did post a video last week going over some of the news we have so far about Chapter 5, so I'm not going to rehash all of that stuff. This video will be different news. If you missed that one, it'll be linked down in the description below. But now I'm going to go over some leaks and rumors and news for Chapter 5. So if you guys want to avoid spoilers, click off the video now. But we're going to get into that. The first thing we're going to talk about is going to be a potential ranked skin. So the Odyssey NPC is at Ruined Reels, right? And there's actually different styles for this skin in the files of the game for each of the different ranks in games. So there's gold, silver, bronze, platinum, diamond, champion master, or champion elite, and then unreal. So this is the first time Fortnite has done anything like a ranked skin like this. It's kind of assumed that you'll have to reach different ranks to be able to unlock the edit style for the skin. That would make the most sense. But they could potentially end up doing something like they did with the umbrella, where you have to get the rank and then play in the cups for that rank, or do ranked challenges. But either way, I think this is the best ranked reward we've gotten so far in Fortnite, and that's very exciting. I think this is going to get a lot more people playing ranked. Let me know down in the comments below if you are, you know, going to be more incentivized to play ranked to get some of the different edit styles for this skin. And these pictures that we have on screen now are just like, not necessarily concepts, but it'll probably look much better in game. That's kind of how leaked skins always go. I also want you to let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in seeing me play to get to Unreal. So I've kind of thought about doing a Road to Unreal video series next season. I don't really know exactly how I want to upload the videos, whether it be weekly or a couple times a week, and then also have other videos on those days. So I'm still kind of thinking about that. But let me know if that video series is something you would be interested in, because I think this skin looks nice, and I definitely would be more motivated to play ranked if there was an actual reward for it. Because, you know, if you guys have paid attention to ranked in Fortnite, I don't think it's a very good system. Bush Camp Data, as an example, gets to Unreal every season by not playing the game. Like, he just hides and then I think backs out before he takes damage. And I don't think that should be how it is. And because it is kind of set up in a way where anyone can get to Unreal like that, I haven't really been that motivated to play it. But if there is an actual reward, maybe I would be more motivated to play it. And kind of like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing that video series, maybe that's something I would do. So let me know in the comments below. Now we're going to talk about some potential weapons. We have 2 leaked weapon stats, both of which I feel like a lot of people's expectations for these weapons will end up being different than what we get. So there's a new shotgun. Hypex called it attack shotgun in his tweet, and I'll have the stats on screen now. And I feel like a lot of people have been somewhat misled because Hypex did call it attack shotgun. And when people hear attack shotgun, they think of the tactical shotgun because it was the high fire rate shotgun for like all of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So people hear attack shotgun, they think high fire rate spammy shotgun because that's what the tac was, right? And this has led a lot of people to assume that the Frenzy Auto Shotgun is getting vaulted next season, and this will take its place because Fortnite kind of tends to have one pump style shotgun and one high fire rate shotgun in the loot pool every season. There's times where they've had multiple high fire rates or multiple pumps, but it's typically at least one of each, right? This is really not a high fire rate shotgun. So comparing it to the tac, I feel like is pretty misleading. This shotgun has a fire rate of 1 based on the stats we have, whereas the tac shotgun had a 1.5 fire rate. The auto shotgun from Chapter 3 also had a 1.5 fire rate, and the Maven auto shotgun in Chapter 4 had a 1.4 fire rate. So as you can see, these like spammy shotguns are typically a decent amount more than just 1. A shotgun that does have a 1 fire rate is going to be the heavy shotgun, and I'll play a clip on screen now of me shooting it so you can kind of see how much slower it is than the tac. So I'm going to shoot the heavy several times and then switch to the tac, and you'll see that the tac shoots a decent amount faster. This shotgun may be coming to the game next season, and it's definitely possible that the Frenzy Auto Shotgun gets vaulted next season, but I would be surprised if this is the high fire rate shotgun for Season 2, because people never really thought of the heavy shotgun as a high fire rate shotgun. Typically, if you were going to be in a situation where you're just trading damage with the opponent, the heavy shotgun user was going to be swapping to a spray weapon if they weren't just like playing off cover builds. Like I said, if you're just trading damage with the opponent, you were going to shoot the heavy, swap to a spray weapon, and then swap back to the heavy. Some other shotguns that also had a similar fire rate are going to be the lever at 0.95, and the prime at 1.05. So those shotguns are more similar to what this tac shotgun will feel like than it actually feeling like the tac shotgun. There was also a leaked DMR, and I think this one is also very interesting. I'll have the stats on screen now. But in the past, a lot of the DMRs in Fortnite didn't really get that much attention because they were a projectile weapon in a game full of hit scan weapons with like pretty comparable damage. Like if you took the Red Eye and the Cobra DMR had better damage, but was it worth dealing with projectile when you could have the Red Eye, which was like pretty similar damage, and hit scan, making it much easier to use? So a lot of people just went for the Red Eye, but now everything in the game is projectile. So you would think maybe these DMRs have more of a place because one of their main disadvantages is a disadvantage for everything in the loot pool, right? But this DMR I think is going to be a bit different than the ones we've had in the past. It has a 1.5 fire rate, which is slower than any other DMR we've had. The base DMR from Chapter 3 had a fire rate of 2.5. So this DMR is going to be even slower than the slowest DMR that we've had in the past. So I think a lot of people who, again, are expecting Cobra DMR 2.0 are probably going to be let down because Cobra DMR was like a bit lighter, a bit spammier than the regular DMR. This one is going to be heavier and slower than the regular DMR. It does have really good damage though. Even the common version has a higher damage than the Chapter 3 DMR. So if you hit your shots, you'll be rewarded. But I kind of look at the DMRs as kind of a middle ground between an assault rifle and a sniper, you know? And I think this leaked DMR is going to be much more comparable to a semi-auto sniper rifle than it is actually just like a single shot AR. You know, it's slower, it's heavier, it only has 7 rounds in the mag. So I expect it to be more of like a long range weapon, like actual long range, and not as much of a just like straight up AR replacement. But we'll have to see kind of like what's in the game and how it plays. A lot of what is or isn't like good or meta in the game really depends on what other weapons and what other items are in the loot pool and how people are playing. The final thing we're going to talk about is going to be Mark Rain's word. So I believe he's the VP of Epic Games, in each season he like a few days before the season, he says one word to describe the season, and sometimes it really kind of fits, and then sometimes it's just kind of misleading, or not really misleading, but it like doesn't make sense until you really know the season, and sometimes it doesn't affect gameplay at all. So like Chapter 1 Season 8, I believe his word was bananas, and a lot of people thought this was like, oh, this season is going to be crazy and chaos. And then it turned out Peely was in that season's battle pass, and that was when like the Peely character was introduced. The bananas kind of word clearly was alluding to Peely, right? The word for this upcoming season is going to be wings, and this could mean, you know, anything. It could be kind of a joke that we just don't get yet. But in the past, it was leaked that Epic were working on rideable flying animals. So a lot of players think this word could be a hint at that. This leak is from, I think, the end of Chapter 3. But it's not uncommon for things to be leaked and rumored in Fortnite and then come to the game years later. Like, for example, weapon mods and weapon attachments, I think were talked about as early as like 2020, maybe even earlier. And it was something that was always kind of leaked and like, yo, Epic is still working on this. And then we finally got it in Chapter 5. So it's not like just because it didn't come a few months after it was leaked that it's never coming at all. So we may end up seeing rideable flying animals next season with wings, maybe like griffins or something from Greek mythology. I'm not the most knowledgeable about that. But that is going to be it for this video. Hope you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting. As always, if you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more. Use creator code EvolveJake in the item shop. It's underneath the webcam at all times. And like I kind of already said, if you would like to see me make a Road to Unreal video series next season, let me know, because I'm still kind of thinking about how I want to do that and how I want to upload it. But if there is a lot of demand for it, I'll definitely kind of be more mindful of making that. But that's going to be it for this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.